How are you? Are you well? Yes. It's great to see you. Lovely to see you. And thank you very much indeed for joining us. We've got a great lineup of guests today. Just make me way over. I got a wee seat over here. I got a wonderful lineup of people who have been friends for a while. Would you please welcome the girl that I only just met yesterday for the first time? I only met her yesterday. She has an amazing voice. I've been playing her music. We're going to talk to her. She's such a glamorous girl. She's a lovely. Would you please welcome from the County of Mayo, Annette Griffin, ladies and gents. Woo! Just look at that frock.
How are you?
How are you? Mwah, mwah. That's how you do it.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Right beside you.
Keep the beauty beside me, because I know what the other two look like. Just sit down here. Make sure. Oh, that's better. Take the weight of the old shoes. What I'm going to do now is introduce you to a couple of lads. I have known them for a long, long time. One of them, you all know. You've seen him around, but you're thinking when you see him, where do I know him from? He's been part of the Daniel O'Donnell band for so long. He's a wonderful talent in his own right, and he's a beautiful person. Please welcome John Staunton. Look at you.
How are you, Bob?
My God, you scrub up well.
Well, you do the same yourself.
You're looking grand.
Thank
Sit
you.
down there
Thank
and
you.
join that
Pleasure
lovely
to be
lady.
Hey, John.
Hello, Annette.
How are you, John? You're looking lovely.
Oh, look at this. Full-blown conversation, and we haven't even started yet. So here's someone you all know. I remember him when he was a little fella. He makes me sick because he hasn't changed one little bit. He still looks great. He's as fit as a fiddle, and he's got a voice to die for. He doesn't need an introduction. Would you please say hello to Dominic Kerwin? Oh, stop it. Will you stop it? Hey. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. How are you, John? How are you?
How are you, John?
Did you hear that racket when he came on then? Hey, all the girls go, woo! It's good to see you all. Thanks for joining me here today. Thank you so much indeed. All the years we've known each other, I never thought I'd be sitting doing it like this. We've done it on radio over the years. Dominic, I can't remember the first time. I'll let you tell me.
Well, I don't know when the first time was, but we've done it a few times, yeah. We've spoke a few times over those years, you know.
Fantastic. It's always good to see you. John Staunton?
Mm-hmm.
By God, you look great. O'Donnell doesn't dress you up like that, does he?
I know, but I have a good woman dressing me.
Oh, behind every man there's a good woman, they tell me. Well, that's what the women tell me.
Just so true.
Annette, it's ladies first, and I'm going to start with you, but there's some other person that the audience are looking at that I need to introduce, and you've probably known him forever as well. Would you look at him, Dominic, with his nice new shirt on and everything else, eh?
I think he's looking well.
He's looking good. He has been part of the Irish music scene forever. He looks after all the music on the programme. The legend that is Basil Hendricks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Like I said, Annette, I've known the other lads. We could talk forever, but you are kind of new to me.
We're new. Yeah.
We're kind of new. And a few months ago, someone sent me a CD, and actually brought it back from Ashford Castle. Adrian brought it back and said, here's a lovely voice. Would you have a listen? I listened to it and I thought, what a gorgeous voice.
Ah, thank you.
And I realised that voice has been there a long, long time. So we're going to go way back to a start, because that's what we would like to find out a little bit about you.
Okay.
Okay? Not too far back, but you must have been like, I know, I was a choir boy. Were you ever in a choir?
Oh, absolutely. I started actually singing on the church choir at home. My mum plays the organ, and she still plays the organ. She's 83 years of age, so she's a little shaky now, but she plays, and that's where it all commenced, really. I wanted to be a nurse after I left school.
Yeah.
So Mummy sent me up to the Royal Irish Academy of Music in Dublin.
Right.
So I started getting harp lessons and some voice lessons there.
So you play the harp as well?
I do, the Irish harp.
Do you?
Yeah. And I see Basil has a little knee
We've
harp.
got a bit of a harp over there.
We had fun with that yesterday. We had it up here, we were playing with.
Really? Yeah. Did you get a tune out? I thought it's just an ornament. Did you get a tune
we tuned
out
it up, yeah.
Oh,
It's got a lovely
fantastic.
harp, yeah.
So, did you see Dominic's face when I said I was a choir boy?
Yeah.
Did you see his face when I said that?
Kind of glad that you noticed that, because I definitely was surprised. I can imagine you're a choir boy. Yeah.
Were you ever in a choir? Would you ever go to...
I suppose when I look back at my earlier days growing up in Oma, from when it was noticed that I had a voice to sing, I was involved in a lot of different local parochial events as such, you know. So I was involved in school choirs and church choirs, folk choirs as well. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
A folk choir?
Yeah, folk choir, folk music. I was probably in around at the start of whenever they started to bring the folk music into the church.
It just leaves you out, John, then. There's 3 of us been in a choir.
Oh, John, what's your story?
Oh, yes, well, our local parish, yeah.
What is your local parish?
It's Ballintubber.
Ballintubber. Okay.
And Annette's parish is
Ballymo.
Ballymo.
We're right beside each other.
And Ballymo is the sub-parish of Ballintubber.
Oh, right.
So we're neighbours.
So we've all sang in the chapel.
And we've all sang in the chapel,
been there.
yes.
Yeah, we've all done
I
it.
still do.
Yeah.
And do you still do
Every
it?
now and again, yeah, you'll be asked.
I don't do it as often as my mother would like me to do it. That's for sure nowadays.
That's the Irish mothers for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get back to you just for a minute, as I said, because I know them. You started, though, professionally, I suppose, was Bunratty, because that's world-famous Bunratty Castle.
Bunratty Castle, I'm sure many people are familiar with it, down in County Clare. And if you had to get into Bunratty, it was really difficult because you had to have a voice, you had to be able to play an instrument. So I was there, principal harpist singer there for about 5 years.
Bunratty.
Bunratty.
What did you do for an audition? If Bunratty rang us 3 up and said, lads, would you come and join us? What do you recommend we should do as an... I mean, I play guitar badly.
Well, I sang a little old English carol called The Lord of the Dance. Now, my little fingers were jumping on the harp because I was so nervous.
Really?
Yeah, but it was a little song. A nun taught me the harp, Sister Eileen in Tuam.
Okay.
So that was one of my best songs. It was the only one I had, really, at the time. So I kind of progressed from that. And then Ashford Castle in Mayo is where I perform now. I have my own show there. And they were looking for a telephonist because I didn't let on I could sing. But I wanted to get in there singing, so I applied for the job, just answering the telephone.
So you went to Ashford to get a job as a telephonist?
Yes. And I got the job.
There's hope for us yet. We'll get a bit of work, lads, somewhere.
And they're saying the entertainer that was there was leaving to go to Florida, and Mr. Murphy, the general manager, knew I was getting harp lessons. So the Irish Tourist Board were coming into the castle, so he said, Annette, would you like to come down and play the harp and sing? And I said, gosh, I probably wouldn't. I'd be very nervous. He said, just do 2 songs. And that's how it all started. And as they say, the rest is history.
Well, let me tell you, that's a great introduction. You wouldn't sing a wee song for us now, would you?
Actually, why not?
Are you going to drag him along with you?
I'll drag this lovely man along. This is John. Yeah.
Go on. Annette Griffin, John Staunton, sing us a beautiful song.
Thanks very
Go on.
much, Bob.
Give him a big round of
Okay.
applause.
Just like a flower when winter begins, just like a candle blown out in the wind, just like a bird that can no longer fly. I'm feeling that way sometimes. But then as I'm falling way down by the load, I picture a light at the end of the road. I'm closing my eyes, I can see through the dark the dream that is in my heart. A little loving, a little giving to build a dream for the world we live in. A little patience and understanding for all tomorrow. A little peace, a little sunshine, a sea of gladness to wash away all the tears of sadness. A little hope and a little praying for all tomorrow. A little peace. I feel I'm a leaf in the November snow. I fell to the ground, there was no one below. So now I am helpless, alone with my song, just wishing the storm was done. A little loving, a little giving to build a dream for the world we live in. A little patience and understanding for all tomorrow. A little peace, a little sunshine, a sea of gladness to wash away all the tears of sadness. A little hope and a little praying for all tomorrow. A little peace. We are feathers in the wind. Sing with me my song of peace. We are feathers in the wind. Sing with me my song of peace. A little peace.
God, you do well together.
Thank you.
Staunton, I've never heard you sound so good.
Well, do you know, you haven't been listening.
I haven't been listening. I think we need I'm getting a little, who wants to be mum?
I'll be mum.
Are you going to be
Thank
mum,
you,
are you?
John.
All right.
I'm glad you said that because I'd probably spill it.
Yeah. We need a little. That was beautiful. I'm
Thank
trying
you.
to. It's one of those songs you hear, Dominic. You probably know.
Yeah.
I know that song. Who recorded? Where did I hear it first?
That actually was a Eurovision winner by Nicole, the little German singer. Don't ask me what year. John, you probably know the year. What, do you
I
know the year?
think it might have been 1984,
1984.
but I wouldn't be held to that. But
Okay.
I think it was, yes.
1984. A little. What's it? It's
A
called
Little
A Little
Piece.
Love. A Little
A Little
Piece.
Piece.
All right. Okay. Beautiful song. I love it to bits. Fantastic.
It's a little happy song.
When you're at Ashford Castle, it's a bit of a formal setting,
Yes.
is it?
Yeah.
So how would you go and have a night's crack there? Like, would you be able to get up and jump on the tables like
Not
a lot of the
quite.
audience might want to do?
Well, it is it's a 5-star, beautiful, luxurious castle hotel.
That rules you and I out, Dominic.
I've only ever driven past the entrance of it.
Everybody is welcome to Ashford Castle, and I mean that. It's a beautiful place, situated on the shores of Lough Corrib, and we've got 86 beautiful rooms there.
Now, listen, I don't want to sail for Ashford Castle. All I'm saying is, it seems like very formal. Do you have to be formal when you're entertaining?
Well, a little bit, but you could always think of the audience as well. Sometimes
Okay.
people are out all day touring around. They might come in their jeans and slacks or whatever. So, no, we're very simple with the people. We dress up a little bit. I always think the artists should dress a little bit, but
All right.
we're still very congenial to the people.
And Bob, if you ever did go there, they would actually invite you up to sing.
Would they invite me up to sing?
They would, yes.
John has played in there and sang with us many times.
Yes.
After they heard it. So listen, here's the other thing then. Here's the other thing. Dominic, you and I have been pals for many, many years, up and down the country, here, there, meeting everywhere, doing shows, this sort of stuff. We're doing another show later in the year. When you started, did you always want to be a singer? Because I wanted to be a footballer.
Well, it's funny you should say that I can never actually remember sitting down and thinking, I want to be a singer. There's a story goes back in my home that my mother was approached by a Christian brother when I was 6 years of age.
Okay.
And he talked about my voice and he said, this young fella, you should watch him, whatever, and, and follow it. So I suppose coming from the town that I come from in County Tyrone, that it's that parochial background. So when you're noticed or you're asked to do different things like, all the different concerts and school choirs and whatever. It's like something that I drifted into. I've always loved music, Bob. There's no doubt about that. So I suppose, but I feel comfortable in it as well. So it was my destiny, really.
I noticed when John and Annette went over to sing the song, Annette immediately sorted him out. Did you see that? His tie was a little bit twisted. Yeah. Dominic, you and I have got no one.
Absolutely no one.
So,
well, that would be unfair now that I'm in television. Now, backstage, particularly when we tour in the UK, I have, there's a lady who comes along and helps us out.
Okay.
Now, in Ireland, I'm on my own.
Right. Today, you're on the Brolly Show, you're on your own.
I'm on my own.
Right.
Trust me, I am on my
Unless we can get a
own.
couple of volunteers, I want all the people who would like to help Dominic and me stay spruce and in the right place. Go, yeah! Yeah! Oh, Dominic, we're not short yet.
Hey, we're not short.
You wouldn't sing a wee song now.
I would, surely. Glad to.
Go on, sing us a song. Dominic Kerwin.
Thank you.
Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. Lord, have you forgotten me? I've been praying to you faithfully. I'm not saying I'm a righteous man, but Lord, I hope you understand. I don't need fortune and I don't need fame. Send down the thunder, Lord, send down the rain. But when you're planning just how it will be, plan a good day for me. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. You've been the king since the dawn of time. All that I'm asking is a little less crime. It might be hard for the devil to do, but it would be easy for you. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. Oh Lord, I hope this day is good. Yeah, Lord, I hope this day is good.
Wonderful. Love it to bits. Come on, Dominic.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't want to stand too close to you. His suit costs more than mine.
That would surprise you.
Wonderful. There's another good song. Tell me who recorded that.
Well, I first heard it from Don Williams.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been lucky enough that I've got a connection to Don Williams really as such, because my son Colin, he's actually living in Nashville now. He's out there songwriting, but he's presently, he's presently touring throughout the USA at this moment in time with Don as his opening
Really?
act. So I have a connection to
Got a great voice in his own right.
Yeah, he's doing well. You know, it's early days for him at this moment in time, but the whole songwriting thing is what he wants to do. So, but he's loving Nashville.
Nashville's a place to be for a bit of crack, I'll tell you now. John, talking of legends, when I was mentioning Basil earlier on, you played with Basil for a few years.
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but we worked together. That's for sure.
Well, maybe, I know, look, we're talking music.
yeah.
Basil, I'm talking music here.
In the Dallas band. Sorry, Bob.
You were with T.R. Dallas, is that right?
That's correct. We worked together for 4 years, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I've been with Basil for a lot longer than 4 years,
Right.
right? how did you manage to get the 4 years? And then I'll tell you how I got the nearly 10 years with them.
Well, I had hair when I started working.
I'm not responsible for that. No, I'm not responsible for you losing that, no, really.
But Basil, it would be hard for me to find a guest on this program that you haven't had some musical connection with.
That is true.
That would be true,
That is
yes,
true,
yes.
yes.
Yeah. So when you were with TR, so who was the band leader? Because you're both kind of strong when it comes to the music. So who was the band leader?
I was the band leader,
Basil.
actually, yes.
Yes,
I was.
yeah.
But only just. You know, there was a lot of sort of disagreement amongst the band about who should be in charge.
That must have been one heck of a band, I'll tell you.
Well, he was our musical director, and he used to win the most money at the cards.
Yes, we used to play poker in the bandwagon. And John remembers the story about us playing Southern Cross on a crossroads, actually. The last night when Keishan left the band. Do you remember that?
We had a guy, Brendan Grennan was his name. He was from County Offaly, and he was a fine accordion player. And he was offered a job in the United States, in New York, with the band there, so he took it. And Brendan he loved the cards, he loved to play the cards. And we were coming back from Cork City, and he told us, he said, you know, lads, he said, one thing before I go, he says, you know, I love to play the cards, but he said, I'd love to stop somewhere at a crossroads, and we'd all get out and play a hand of cards
the last hand.
at the crossroads, by very last hand of cards, with the headlights of the van, and we all stopped the van at a crossroads somewhere in County Cork.
Where was the crossroads?
I can't remember.
Neither can I.
Anyway,
know.
so you
won.
stopped in the middle of the road.
Yes.
And you got out and played
Got
cards.
out and we played a hand of cards.
I think I won.
The only
You
card
probably
game
won,
I know
Basil,
is
yes.
Snap.
No, we
all I've ever played.
played dealer's choice poker, where the dealer would call the version of poker.
I don't want to know about cards, Dominic.
Hilarious.
I've heard of bands stopping at crossroads, but it was more for a fisticuffs.
Yeah. Or the call of nature.
Or a call of nature, for that matter.
But yeah, I've never heard of bands, typical Basil and the boys, getting out to play cards. Didn't we dance at the crossroads?
That's
years
right.
ago?
That was a very big thing in Ireland. I know outside my hometown, out in a place called Greencastle at the crossroads, it was
Yeah.
very, very famous for the dancing at the crossroads.
Where is your hometown?
I'm from Omagh in the county of Tyrone.
In the town itself?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I'm a townie.
Wonderful. Because there was quite a lot of bands in the north. You know, one of the original show bands ever was the Clipper Carlton based around Derry and that.
Well, the Clipper Carlton, they were sort of Tyrone Derry. That's where they were based, their band.
Yeah.
But the bands that would have come from in and around Omagh, well, the ones that people probably will remember very well, first of all, were the Plattermen, Brian Call, Frankie McBride, you know, and then Philomena Begley, of course, she just comes from up the road from us as well. So
Yeah.
Tyrone's been very much close to the whole Irish band scene over the years.
When you mentioned, I think, Brian Call and Philomena Begley.
I played with all of those bands. on my records as well.
Well, it either tells you one thing about Basil, nobody can put up with him for a long time, or he is one of the finest steel guitar players in the world, and it is the latter. Actually, it's a bit of both.
Thank you.
Earlier on, we were talking about cards, playing cards on a crossroads in the middle of the night with headlights, some daft things. And we said earlier on, if you have 4 roads, but you have a crossroads, you need 4 roads. And Basil has a wonderful tune. Of course, Big Tom had a hit with it. Was it the Johnny McCauley song, 4 Country
Yes,
Roads?
and I played on it.
You played on the original, fair play to you. He's going to play it now as an instrumental. One of the finest steel guitar players on the planet, Mr. Basil Hendricks.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes.
Basil Hendricks. Good old Basil. The problem with a song like that, and any of these tunes that Basil plays, we built them a little island and we're calling them Basil's Bits. You want to sing them, don't you?
You do, yeah.
You just want to sing along with them and just...
I actually sing the tune while I'm playing it because, you know, that's the only way I can feel that it's happening, you know.
Well, as long as we can't hear you, I don't mind.
You're lucky you can't hear me.
I don't mind.
And of course, Glenamaddie is just up the road from where Annette comes from.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be far from
No,
Glenamaddie.
actually, my brothers and sisters went to school in Glenamaddie. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't. I went to Castlereagh, like your sisters did too,
that's
John.
right,
Yeah.
So you're not far from Athenry then either.
Well, I'm actually a Galway girl living in Mayo, so I'm down more near. I'm on the border of Roscommon, Galway, a place called Ballymoe. So.
Was there a tune about Ballymoe?
Brendan Shine, the shortest shortcut into Old Ballymoe.
Written by the great Percy French.
Percy French wrote it. My God, we're learning today. This is an educational kind of a
Well,
program.
it's a bit complicated because Ballymoe railway station was actually nearly in Ballintubber.
God help us.
Hold on, Dominic. Hold on.
you got me.
Ballymoe railway station
nearly in
Ballytubber.
That is complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it was closer to Ballintubber than it was to Ballymoe.
So in Ballintubber, the Ballymoe railway station,
Yeah.
the train stops. Oh, don't, my head's hurt.
And the line in the song that Percy French wrote was, the shortest shortcut into Old Ballymoe.
Ah.
So that's what makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
Something
sense.
had to make sense.
Well, it might now, yes.
Your other son is, of course, a fine musician himself.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Barry.
Barry, yeah.
Yeah. He's the drummer with the Derek Ryan band.
That's right.
We're a very busy band at this moment in time. Yeah.
Fantastic. Isn't it great, and I talk about it often, these young bands, there's a glut of young talent coming out of Ireland, a glut of young bands, and every week on my radio show, I get a new album from a new voice, a new this, and it makes me sick because they're all young, they're all good looking, they all can sing, you know, and then they end up with bands like his son, who's got a great voice and a great,
Yeah.
you know,
But on top
great
of that,
image.
you know, we're talking, you know, this is obviously we're talking about Irish music, Irish entertainment.
Yeah.
I often have another son who's younger again than Barry, and he's actually writing his own material, but he's probably a little bit more in the pop scene.
So, yeah.
So I would like to think that somewhere in time future he might pop up along the way as well. That's Jonathan. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
Well, yeah. He's
So the
very
three
much so.
sons are all in music.
The oldest boy, he decided he was the wise one. He's a computer technician, or he works for Fujitsu, a company. You know, there's a bit of advertising there. We'll sort that out. And then, of course, my daughter as well. She's just got into LIPA in Liverpool, where she's studying business and management with music as well.
Amazing.
I met your daughter. She's beautiful, isn't she? And she's a beautiful person. Very bubbly. You should be very proud. How many have you got?
I'm 5 altogether. I'm very, very, very proud of them all.
Does he look well on it or what?
5.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But don't forget, I started young.
Yeah, he started. He was 4-year-old when he made his first album. If you believe that. Listen, Annette. I want to hear your voice again. Gorgeous.
Okay.
So what are you going to sing for me now?
Well, we might sing a little Mayo song. What do you think?
Oh, I wonder, is there anybody in the audience? Anybody watching us from the county of Mayo? Oh, there's 2.
Where do they...
Well,
Where were you?
yeah. Which part of Mayo? We'll have a conversation in a minute. Make your way over there
Okay,
and sing me a wee
beautiful.
song.
Thanks.
Join us in the kitchen. We've added to the kitchen this time. I think the harp wasn't there last time. Listen, before the end of this program, I am determined to get a tune out of that harp.
You should. She plays it beautifully.
She plays it beautifully. Then, Basil, we'll get a tune out of that harp.
It's just a year ago today I left old Erin's Eye. My heart was throbbing in the soft light of my Colleen's smile. In all my dreams I seem to hear his sweet voice soft and low. I know he's waiting where we said goodbye in old two Irish eyes are shining, and an Irish heart is pining, where I kissed him and caressed him in the gloaming long ago. Loving Irish arms oppress me, and two Irish love caress me, and sweet Irish lips will bless me when it's moonlight in Mayo. These Irish eyes like beacon shine all through the darkest night. I know the sweet love beams will always fill this world with light. The roses of our cheek will lend enchantment to the sea. And when the shamrock wears the dew, he'll wed his sweet Colleen. For two Irish eyes are shining, and an Irish heart is pining, where I kissed him and caressed him in the gloaming long ago. Loving Irish arms will press me, and two Irish love caress me, and sweet Irish lips will bless me when it's moonlight in Mayo. Yes, sweet Irish lips will bless me when it's moonlight in Mayo.
Woo! Bring me that microphone. Beautiful.
Dominic.
Thanks, Dominic.
I was just saying to Dominic, it's a beautiful song.
Great Mayo,
Mayo song, yeah, that is a fabulous Mayo. Are you passionate about Mayo? Like if there's a bit of a football match on or whatever, do you get involved?
Don't mention football in Mayo at the moment.
No, not good.
Not at the moment.
All right, then, so-
Hopefully.
You can talk about Tyrone if you
they're
want.
saying
but
this
no,
year is-
Oh, here we go. Tyrone, well, Tyrone would be more football certainly than hurling, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, Tyrone's like been many of the counties over the years. They've, they've been knocking at the door and knocking at the door. But since 2003 and Mickey Hart came along, we've changed that
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
And it's just been an amazing turnaround for the county.
But Mickey kind of became bigger than the team, to be honest. Because of the history with him and everything.
He's a very solid man within himself.
Yeah.
He knows what he's about. I knew Mickey before he more or less because he was at the Christian Brothers when I was there. I was on the younger side of it, admittedly. when he was there.
Of course.
So I do know him a long, long time, but he's an amazing man, and he's had his own tragedies, but he's handled it very well.
Just like the sun over the mountain top, you know I'll always come again. You know I'd love to spend my morning time like sunlight dancing on your skin. I've never gone so wrong as for telling lies to you. What you've seen is what I've been There is nothing I could hide from you. You see me better than I can. Out on the road that lies before me now, there are some turns where I will spin. I only hope that you can hold me now, till I can gain control again. And like a lighthouse, you must stand alone. Landmark a sailor's journey's end. No matter what sea I've been sailing on, I'll always roll this way again. Out on the road that lies before me now, there are some turns where I will spin. I only hope that you can hold me now, till I can gain control again. I only hope that you can hold me now, till I can gain control again. Till I can gain control again. I only hope. Was it in tune, Dominic?
It was.
Fantastic, Bob. Beautiful.
We were just talking, we were just wondering where did that song come from?
Rodney Crowell.
That's a Rodney Crowell.
Rodney Crowell wrote that song.
Performed it beautifully.
It's a lovely story, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lovely story. I love it to bits. Lots of the, I tell you who does a great version of it, Kieran Goss. Kieran Goss.
I
And
can
he did
imagine
it,
Kieran
he
doing
did
something
it
like
with Rodney Crowell on stage as well.
Yeah.
So listen, now that I've got a bit of a sweat on, it must be your turn to sing as a singer. Hey? Would you like to hear Dominic sing another one?
Will I go?
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe above a storm, the smallest prayer can still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. That's why I believe.
Whoa. You nailed it. We unfortunately have to wrap up. We have to wrap up. We have got to go home. But before I do that, there's a whole pile of people here I want to thank. As always, the man who looks after the music on the program, Basil Hendricks.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
And my wonderful friends. First of all, the beautiful Annette Griffin. And one of God's nice people, a real gentleman, the fabulous John Staunton.
Thank you, Bob.
The one and only, he calls himself DK sometimes. I could use other words, but I love him to bits. Dominic Kerwin. Before I go, I said there was something I wanted to do, so you'll just have to follow me now.
Listen.
I'm going into the dark.
Why are you going to put it on your knee?
This is an ornament. And we got a tune out of it, and I didn't think we would. Now, it's going to be a bit awkward here, but it is the Brolly Show, and it is television. So can you move up a bit, John?
Find a little place for it here.
Do you want to move up a little bit?
I have an idea.
Oh, you have an idea?
I have an idea.
Don't tell me you're going to hold it for her.
No. I'll go the other way. Will I
Right, I want a microphone now.
To the sound hole at the back.
I want Basil, sit where you are.
Just let
I
you all
want a
know.
microphone.
Bob is probably not in tune, but that doesn't matter, does
No, it doesn't matter a
Okay.
bit if it's in tune. It's just so impromptu, I don't care.
This is the quarter the size of my own harp.
Now listen a minute. Where do I hold this to get a bit of a noise out of it?
Just in the back side.
That's where I was holding it. Hold it near its backside, she said.
If you ever go across the sea to Ireland, it may be at the closing of your day. You will sit and watch the moon rise over Claddagh and watch the sun go down on Galway Bay. And if there's going to be a life hereafter, and somehow I feel sure there's going to be,
I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that dear land across